If I could fly anywhere in that plane, I would go to Tahiti.
And I'll go to Florida.
Okay, the Catalina Island right off of LA is probably my favorite airport I've ever flown to. It's great.
My name is David Kruger, and I am the CEO of the Aircraft Partnership Association. The Aircraft Partnership Association is a global online community of people that are interested in sharing aircraft, and in particular it's people that are interested in sharing aircraft so that they can reduce their cost of flying. The history of the Aircraft Partnership only goes back a couple of years, but really the history of aircraft partnerships in general go all the way back to Wilbur and Orville Wright. After all, it was Wilbur and Orville that owned the very first aircraft. And throughout aviation history, people have gotten together to share the cost of an airplane because it makes it financially affordable for a lot more people. The Aircraft Partnership Association came into being a couple years ago because there's never been a more pressing need to reduce costs, but frankly it's become difficult for people to simply find each other, to form a partnership, to share the cost of an airplane, especially living in a post 9/11 world where you can't just drive out to the airport and see what's going on out there. There tends to be a lot less activity out at the airports, and it's become very difficult for people to simply find each other. So we wanted to use the power of the internet to make it easy for people to tell other folks what kind of airplane they had or what kind of airplane they would like to have, how they fly it, where they fly it, their budgets, the type of aircraft, so they can simply get together and at least start a conversation about splitting the cost of an aircraft. In terms of how this is structured, there are a lot of different ways that it gets done. And we get asked the question, well, will I actually own the aircraft? And the simple answer is yes. Now, there are several legal forms that can take, and we can help people sort through that. But yes, this is where you typically are going to own the aircraft along with one or more other people. In terms of affordability, it's pretty astounding. You're looking behind me at like a light sport aircraft, something like this. We have a lot of members that do these with 3 or 4 persons, and it will actually cost significantly less to own and operate that airplane in a 3 or 4 person partnership than it will to buy and operate the average boat, motor, and trailer. So, partnership really does have a huge impact on affordability. There are 8,766 hours in a year, and even an unusually active airplane that's being flown for recreation maybe gets used 75 hours a year. The national average is actually about 67 hours a year, so it's just a simple mathematics. Historically, again, a typical 3 or 4 person partnership, that aircraft is still only flying maybe 1.5 or 2 or 2.5 hours out of every 100. So there's just not that much opportunity for scheduling conflicts. Plus, the way that the Aircraft Partnership Association, which works very much like a dating service, it's a very complete profile, how you're going to use the plane, when you're going to use it. Since that information is all disclosed among the partners before they form the partnership, there is actually very little experience that we have with people having any kind of scheduling conflict. The great thing about that is that, again, we'll take the very common 4 person partnership. In terms of usage, you get the entire airplane, but you only pay for 25% of it. That's why partnerships are as popular as they are.
Well, for a normal working guy, it's really expensive to own your own airplane unless you fly it a lot and can make it pay for itself. And if you have 3, 4 partners, then all your costs, fixed costs, variable costs are all divided by however many number of partners you got, and makes it reasonable. So that's why we're doing it. We can get a nice plane. No, not at all. I know quite a few people who are in partnerships and have been in partnerships, and I know of nobody who's had a conflict with scheduling, because an airplane, kind of like a boat, you're going to use it a certain amount, and the rest of the time it's going to sit there. And so if you're going to fly it once a week or once every 2 weeks, an hour or 2 at a time, then let somebody else fly it while you're not flying it. Keep the engine running and operating, and I don't think there'll be a scheduling conflict. We don't see any. I haven't heard any. and especially if the people involved are compatible.
We really don't have a typical a member in the Aircraft Partnership Association, but simply because there are so many there's so much diversity in the type of people that want to own an aircraft. We have airline pilots who have 15,000 hours. We have folks in that are students. We have folks that are members that are just checking out aviation and are trying to get a handle on the cost and decide whether they want to take the plunge. We have again, low time pilots, high time pilots, every conceivable rating and endorsement. And that extends to aircraft. We've got everything in the system from business jets to powered parachutes and everything in between. And we designed the system intentionally that way. It doesn't really matter why people want to share an aircraft or what type of aircraft it is or where they live anywhere in the world. We simply want to facilitate them getting together and getting the deal done, getting an airplane purchased or sharing one that they already have and getting out there and getting flying. No, in terms of people that are new to aviation, maybe they have never taken a discovery flight or they just want to check out costs. I mean, we start working with people from day one. Matter of fact, they can log in and they can find where they can take discovery flights. They can begin to see what is available in their community as far as shared ownership and what the actual costs are. They can find opportunities to meet people in their local community that will kind of shepherd them through the process of taking a discovery flight, getting their pilot's license, looking at what kind of aircraft that they would like to have, finding opportunities to either join an existing partnership or form their own new partnership. All of those tools in that community is there at the Aircraft Partnership Association. It's a very simple process. It's go to the website, which is www.theapa, that's Tango Hotel Echo Alpha Papa Alpha.com, and you fill out a profile. Again, the things that we've discussed: where you live, what you want to fly, how much experience do you have. Typically takes about 10 to 20 minutes to fill out the profile, and at some point in time, this is probably a good place, the service is free. There's no charge for joining the Aircraft Partnership Association.
I love it. It's hard to describe it. I just love to do it. It's just incredible. The feeling up there, everything goes away. All you're doing is flying the airplane, and it's just like no other feeling. It's very hard to describe.